Another month has gone by. Let's talk about how things have gone in the month of April. Hello, fellow geeks, and welcome back to Running Geek Girl. My name is Heather, and I am glad you are here today. We have reached the end of the month, so we're going to take a look at how April has gone. We'll look at how training has gone. We'll talk about any races that have gone on, any races that are going to be coming up, anything new that I may have tried. We're going to have a look at what's coming up next on the channel, my progress in my Run the Year challenge, and we're going to have our monthly Spotify playlist drop. So we're going to start things off like we always do with a look at the month in training. It is April, so we are starting things off with a nice easy run. I am having to shift my training schedule all over the place this week because my schedule is just stacked for the first few days of the week. And then for the last half of the week, I'm going to be traveling. So I'm trying to figure out how to make sure I get everything done. Saturday is usually my long run day. I'm probably going to have to move it up to Wednesday. I don't know, it's going to be confusing, but I am going to find some way to get some movement in every day this week. That is the plan. And we're just focusing on staying race ready. And I am adding things to the calendar as I come across them. So nothing huge this week, a lot of easy runs, some cross training, a long run, one speed workout, and just trying to keep things under control. That is the goal for the week. Find a way to make something get done. So I will talk to you next week once I'm home again and let you know how it went. Another week, and this one seems to be a little more drizzly than the last week, but we're still going to get through it. I am just mentally and physically exhausted. I've done some traveling over the past 5 days, not much sleep, kind of overscheduled myself, but trying to squeeze in some workouts and some runs when I can. This week, thankfully, is nothing too complicated. It is mostly some easy runs, one speed session as usual, and got to fit in some conditioning. And then this weekend I am doing a 5K, so make sure that you stay tuned for the video on that. And then after the 5K, I'm going to do a little bit more running, just kind of easy run for another, say, hour and a half or so, just to kind of get some more time on feet. That is the plan. But it's mostly just trying to keep my head above water this week. I'm not trying to do anything too terribly complicated. So here's hoping that I make it through. We're just going to push forward as best we can. I will catch up with you after the race. And we are back for another week. So today my schedule is calling for an easy run, but this is kind of an interesting week in that we've got 2 speed sessions, an extra rest day, and a couple of easy running days with a somewhat shorter long run on the weekend, which is good because my weekend is already filling up. But as of today, I am pretty much recovered from Saturday, which was a rough day. I had a 5K and I really pushed myself on that. And then afterwards came home, had something to eat, and then went out on a long run for another couple of hours. So my legs were pretty well trashed by the end of the day. I'm feeling much better after taking a nice long rest day yesterday. But this week, business as usual with a little bit of extra speed. That's the plan for now. I will catch up with you after the long run. Well, here we are. It is another week, and thankfully this week is not meant to be as busy and really aggressive as last week was. So it's mostly just easy runs all week. That's supposed to lead up to a super long run on the weekend, which I'm not going to be able to do because I'm going to be camping over the weekend. So I am going to get some hiking in. That'll be nice. But instead, I'm just adding all the time I would have spent on a long run into my easy runs. So they're no longer short easy runs, they're longer easy runs. Still get the same amount of mileage and same time on feet as I would get otherwise with this plan. So I'm feeling good about how that's going to work out. Overall, I have had to take a full day to recover from last week's workouts because they were rough. But I did feel good by the end of the long run, so there is that. There is going to be a link up at the top in case you missed my video about last week's training. Overall, feeling strong, feeling positive about how this week's gonna go. I'll catch up with you after I'm done camping. And we are back. We have a couple of days left in April. As you can see from everything around me, it's soggy. It is warm and humid. We ended up having our camp out canceled because rain and mud and elementary age kids, not a great equation. So it ended up being a fairly quiet weekend at home. And on Saturday, there was a break in the weather just long enough for me to get a 10-miler in with the last little bit of it in a little bit of rain. Felt fantastic. Actually went much better than I thought it would. So yeah, we are at the end of a training plan. So my online coach is starting me on a new one. This one focusing a little more on strength and endurance. So that's where we are getting into for the month of May. But that wraps things up for now. I'll take you back inside. And there you go. That brings us to the end of the month. Well, as you can see, my training plan had me focused just a little more on speed this time. And I am feeling good in that I am trying to push myself a little bit further on those speed workouts, and I'm seeing a lot of it pay off. I'm also seeing a lot of the benefits of having done physical therapy, which I do plan on doing a video about, so make sure that you stay tuned to the channel for that. But a lot of the things that I have done because of physical therapy have really helped with a lot of my form, my endurance, just overall how I feel when I'm running, and so I'm really reaping the benefits of that. Now I am trying to push for my 1 mile PB. I'm trying to aim, right now my 1 mile PB is, I believe, an 8:40, and I'm trying to push for an 8:15. So that's just something that I have in the back of my mind as I am working on other workouts this summer. But that's just a little something that I'm working on. The speed workouts that I've been doing have pushed me a little bit closer to that, and I'm feeling really good about it. I mostly have been doing a lot of making sure that I am maintaining for half marathons as they come up, as those are the ones that I tend to run most often. However, I am going to start putting a little more emphasis on trails now that we have weather that is conducive to trail running, even though we're having some massive thunderstorms lately, and so I haven't really been able to do a whole lot of that, but hopefully get back out onto the trails pretty soon, and just trying to maybe stretch out the distances a little bit more. So I'll be doing hopefully some longer long runs, but really this past month the focus has been more on speed, and I think we're going to get a little more into strength and into endurance and distance this next month. So I believe that is where we are headed for the month of May, so make sure that you stay tuned to the channel so you can see how training goes for that. Next up in races and medals, I only did one race this month. There were plenty of opportunities as this tends to be a fairly race heavy month, but with other stuff that I've had going on and with the blips in the weather and things like that, I've really only had the opportunity to do one race, and it's one that I do every year, and that is the Stride to Prevent Suicide. This is done to benefit the Dr. Robert Elliott Foundation, which helps support survivors of suicide and people dealing with depression. It gives them resources and things like that. So they do great work, and I got second place in my age division, but I'm going to have a link up here and in the description in case you missed my video about that, so that you can check out the race for yourself. But this is one that I run every single year. I'm really happy to be a part of it. Coming up next on the race calendar, and this is the first time that I'm talking about this in public, but I'm going to be running a trail race that I have not run before. This is one called Feel the Burn, and it takes place on the Equestrian Trail at Burns Park in Little Rock, and that is going to be on June 1st. first. Now they have 3 different distances that you can do. It is a 10K loop, so obviously you do 1 loop for the 10K. I have chosen to do the 30K, so 3 loops, or you could do 5 loops for the 50K. There's going to be an elevation gain of around 2,800 feet, and so this is going to be one of the tougher races that I have done in a while. This is supposed to go on rain or shine, so hopefully we'll have fairly decent weather, but it is June in Arkansas, so you can expect heat and humidity, so hydration is definitely going to be a concern during this race. So it's something that I'm going to have to practice while I am running over the next month. My online coach has been notified that this is the next race that I have coming up, and so he is adjusting my training plans in order to help me be ready for that. A lot of this, like I mentioned earlier, is going to be more focused on strength and endurance to make sure that I can get through the full 30K. This will be the longest distance that I have run so far this year. You'll notice I've mentioned a few times I have something else that's coming up on the race calendar that is not scheduled until next year. So make sure that you watch that space, because eventually I will have some details to give you, but this is definitely penciled in on the calendar. I've been training for it with some other people online. Make sure that you're watching the channel, so when I make an announcement about that, then you will be filled in. As far as new gear and equipment, have not really tried anything massively new. However, I did just recently get a new box of stuff from thefeed.com. Not sponsored, by the way. This is just something that I do with my own money. I really do like all of the stuff that they have to offer. So stay tuned for an unboxing video for that and how things go when I'm trying out some of the newer stuff that I haven't tried yet. Coming up on the channel, we are going to be taking a little bit deeper look at a week in training of how I'm getting ready for this next trail race, so you can expect that on the channel. I also am planning a video where I'm talking about my experiences in physical therapy. This is one that has potentially a TMI warning on it, but it's something that statistically a lot of other runners are definitely going to be dealing with, and so I want to get that information out there and let you know that it's okay to talk about this physical therapy. We're also going to have another episode of Run the USA coming up, so if you have any suggestions for races in the state of Oregon, make sure that you drop those down in the comments below so that I can check them out. Also coming up, I am starting another 30-day challenge. Don't worry, I did see your votes, and it looks like what the majority of you would like to see is me trying to take on pull-up exercises for 30 days. That will be coming up soon. However, I've already started another 30-day challenge. It has taken a lot more strategy and planning than I thought it would, but it is something that I have started, and so you can catch up on that. Hopefully by this time next month, I will have a new 30-day challenge video for you to watch, so make sure that you stay tuned so that you can check that out. And now an update on where I am on my Run the Year challenge. I apologize for not doing this last month, but I'm making it up to you this month. As you know, I am doing the Run the Year challenge, where I am trying to run 2,024 miles over the course of 2024. And as of the recording of this video, we are at 731.4 miles. I have not gone out for a run yet today, so I'll add a few more to that. But as of the recording, that is where I stand right now. So I am on track to finish definitely before the end of the year, as long as I keep up the momentum. And finally, we have our monthly Spotify playlist drops. So there's going to be a link down in the description below. If you are looking for something to listen to for maybe a shorter run or a 5K, then there is a list that you can listen to. Usually I will center it around some sort of a theme. There will also be a link below for a 2024 playlist, and that's everything that I have picked for playlists so far this year in one big super list. You'll also find a link for Welcome to the Geek Den, and that is a playlist put together by you, the runners. So if you are looking for something new to listen to while you run, then check that out. Those are suggestions from other runners, and if you have something you would like me to add to that playlist, make sure you drop that in the comments below. And there you go. That is how things have gone for the month of April. I want to know, how has the month gone for you? Why don't you let me know down in the comments below? While you're there, you can make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Just click that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it keeps you up to date on all the running content I have coming out all the time. You can also follow me on social media. All the links are down in the description. You can find me across all platforms under the name Running Geek Girl. Thanks so much for being here for another month. I am so glad you're here. Remember to laugh hard, run fast, and be kind. I will see you later.